guys, what is going on? Lego Man 123 are back with another video, and welcome back to another tier listing making video, where today in this episode I'll be ranking my favourite Avatar The Last Airbender Season 2 episodes from Book 2 Earth. So without further ado, let's get into it. So starting off, we have the Avatar state. Now I really did enjoy this episode, how we had an Earth general trying to force Aang into doing the Avatar state. I thought it was a selfish thing to do, but I really liked how much effort and just how much passion he was trying to get Aang to do the Avatar state. And then we had Azula being all sort of persuasive and all that, telling Zuko that your father wants you back and all that. So I kind of did enjoy that, but then also she was confronting her brother and her uncle. And then back to Aang, he did go into the Avatar state after the Earth General did something bad, he had, I believe, Katara trapped and all that, so he went into the Avatar state. So I thought that was really cool, so possibly maybe give that first position in amazing. Then we have the Cave of Two Lovers. I don't think I have to say anything about this, apart from that it is perfect. I really did enjoy the song Secret Tunnel. I love how movies always have songs what tell a story as well, and this Secret Tunnel song definitely did do that. And then in the Cave of the Two Lovers, I thought it was really interesting to have this sort of romantic feel with Aang and Katara. I thought that was really cool in the tunnel. Next, we have the return to Omashu, and this is where the Fire Nation have actually taken over Omashu, and King Bumi has been captured by, I believe, Azula. I really did enjoy that sort of part when they went back to Omashu, seeing it all destroyed and all that. It was also very sad for Aang, so possibly maybe give that second position in amazing. Then we have the swamp. Now I thought this was an okay episode because as Aang, Katara, Sokka are flying over this swamp with Appa, Aang hears this voice in the swamp, so he goes down there and they have this whole adventure in there. I think it's really interesting how the swamp is alive. They have moving vines, and Katara and Sokka see visions and all that type of stuff of characters they've met in the past, except for Aang, where we actually meet Toph in future episodes. So I thought that was really interesting, and I also did enjoy these swamp people. They were pretty funny, and how they can actually bend elements as well. So possibly maybe second position in amazing. Then we have Avatar Day. Now I thought this was really interesting because we get to learn about this day where a group of people on, I believe, Kyoshi Island or something like that, or no, an other island, they actually have the three avatars. They have Aang, Kyoshi, and then Roku. They actually burn them because Avatar Kyoshi did something really bad where she killed one of the generals, but it wasn't actually her fault. He was being all stubborn and he didn't move. So I really like that whole story about how Kyoshi created this separate island. I thought that was definitely really cool, and I did like the backstory, and then how Aang is persuading them it wasn't her fault and all that. I thought that was really interesting. And then to actually get into the Avatar state, to actually have Kyoshi come back, Aang had to wear her clothes and all that, and then this really cool tornado thing happened, and she comes back. So I thought that was definitely really cool. So possibly maybe fourth position in amazing. Then we have the Blind Bandit. Now I thought this was a great episode, or no, a perfect episode, because I really like how we got introduced to the Blind Bandit, who was Toph. I really like this character because she might be blind, but she definitely has some great skills. She might be blind, as I did say, but she can definitely use her hearing and her senses to actually know what they're gonna do. I thought that was really cool, and it definitely is a very advanced technique, and I really like how Toph at that sort of age definitely knows that, because she did learn from the original Earthbenders, which were the mole sort of thing. So I thought that was definitely cool to see. And then the Team Avatar's reaction, Katara, Sokka, and Aang's reaction to seeing her actually do all those moves were definitely really cool to see. I also really enjoyed this sort of WWE type idea where Toph would go against different Earthbenders of sort of different natures and all that. So I thought that was definitely cool. Then we have Zuko alone, and this is seeing Zuko all alone after he went away from his uncle, and you see him go on this sort of journey through this sort of town. But before that, you actually see him passing a couple, and like they have steak, and like you can see Zuko like hold his tummy, and it does grumble, but then he does take it over to his pregnant wife, the guy with the steak, and then Zuko does walk off. I really like that scene because it's Zuko might be like a prince and all that, but on the run, but he still like has that sort of obligation of he's not just going to attack innocent people, especially if someone is pregnant. So I really did like that. And then when he does go to this town, he gets introduced to like a little kid, the mother, and then the father. So I thought that was really sort of interesting. Like they had no idea who he is, so like he could start a new life. But then there's these earthbenders who were like off in the war, like soldiers. Like I'm not sure what they actually were doing there, but they were like harassing people and all that. So then I liked how Zuko actually stood up to them, but he did use his firebending, and then like the little kid who he like gave a knife to and like had a really nice connection with, like hated him because he was a firebender, and like with the whole 100-year war, firebenders were like the worst. So I really liked how powerful this episode was. So possibly maybe give it first position in amazing. Then we have the chase, and this is the first time I believe like Aang and Azula have a fight together, but it's very short, but it just shows how much power Azula has over Zuko, so I really did enjoy that. And then I also liked how all of them, Team Avatar, including Toph, because she did join, like they had this really nice battle with Azula, and then Iroh and Zuko joined in, so I thought that was definitely really cool. And then I like how strategic and smart Azula is, because she was surrounded by a bunch of Team Avatar, and like she didn't have really much to do, so she actually shot Iroh, and I thought that was definitely an emotional scene, but it just shows how like willing she is to get out of harm's way, especially hurting her uncle. So I thought that was definitely really cool. So possibly maybe third position in amazing. Then we have bitter work, and this is seeing Aang starting to learn how to be an earthbender with Toph's help. So I thought that was definitely really cool, seeing all the training he does do. I thought that was definitely really cool to see, and just how much bitter work he definitely does need to do to become an earthbender. So possibly maybe fourth position fourth position if it's gonna in amazing. Then we have the library. Now I thought this was definitely a really interesting episode, because they go into this sort of sand, sort of desert place, and like there's this library here in a tower. They do learn from like this explorer guy who's willing to definitely go there and spend his whole life there like researching. So I thought that was definitely really cool how they were actually off track of their main sort of objective, getting Aang to learn all four elements. They were actually going to this library to see if they could learn stuff. Then they made this sort of spirit owl thing, and that thing was pretty creepy with the voice and just how he did look. And then they do learn a really dark secret that on the solar eclipse, the firebenders do lose their powers, but that was the one rule the sort of owl spirit had, that you can't like get the information what's going to harm other people. So I thought that was quite interesting, because like I thought like maybe the spirit would say, yeah, you could just have this information from all the stuff the firebenders have done, but I like how that spirit like stuck to just basically anything, that if you take this from say another sort of firebender, then you're going to get in trouble for it. So I thought that was definitely really cool. But then there was this emotional scene outside, because as the temple is sort of sinking after they do learn that information, and then like the air spirit is all angry, we have Appa slowly getting taken away by like these sandbenders, and then we have Toph trying to have the sort of library in the tower thing not sink, because Team Avatar are still in there, and Toph can only have that like being held up, because the sand, she can't actually use it because it's not sort of technically earth. So it was definitely really emotional, because she was trying to save Aang, Katara, and Sokka, but then also she was losing Aang's best friend, or like sort of best bison. So it was definitely really sad to see that. And then when Aang, Sokka, and Katara actually learned that Toph let Appa get away, it was definitely really sad when Aang like had a massive go at her, because she really can't do too much, because she had to choose between Appa or the Avatar, Katara, and Sokka. So it was definitely really sad to see that. So possibly maybe second position in amazing. Then we have the desert. Now, this has got to be the most strangest thing I've seen Sokka actually do, because he has this cactus juice and he just basically has this really weird reaction to it. Like, his mind is really hyper and all that. Like, his eyes grow. It's just pretty funny to actually see. I thought it was really interesting to see that. And then they do, like, find sort of evidence of Appa and all that. So that was definitely really sad to see. And then Iroh and Zuko sort of have this secret organization thing. So I thought that was really cool to see that as well. So possibly maybe give that maybe fourth last position in amazing. Now I might move it up into fifth last position in amazing. Then we have the Serpent's Pass. Now I thought this was definitely interesting because we have Team Avatar like directing a pregnant couple with a father and then the mother and then the pregnant lady. They were getting through this sort of Serpent's Pass. So I thought that was definitely really interesting to see. And then I believe Suki at this point had actually joined Team Avatar, so I thought that was really cool to see, to like balance it out between females and males. So I did like that. And then with the whole Serpent's Pass, I thought it was a really interesting battle because it's not just another sort of firebender, earthbender. It's actually some sort of serpent thing. So they have to really really battle it. I thought it was a really nice battle, and they had to be really smart about how they were actually battling it, because like it could at any time just like kill one of the other members of Team Avatar, including the pregnant lady and then her husband. So I thought that was definitely really cool to see that. And then they do get to the end, which is just really nice to see, because they went through so much while on that Serpent's Path, and just to get to the end was just such a relief. So possibly maybe fourth position in amazing. Then we have the drill, and the whole point of the drill is that this is trying to get through the Ba Sing Se walls, because nothing has ever gotten past the Ba Sing Se walls, I believe. So, or it might have been like with Iroh's sort of battle, they did get through the Ba Sing Se walls, but then after that, nothing else had. So it was definitely really interesting to hear that, and like how they were battling the drill was definitely cool. And then the battle between Azula and Aang was really cool, because they were battling on a drill while like the earthbenders on the Ba Sing Se wall were like throwing boulders down, so they had to dodge all that. And they also had to balance on a moving drill. So it was definitely really intense battle, and I really enjoyed it. And then like how Aang runs up to the wall of the Ba Sing Se wall and then like slams down on the drill, exploding it. Definitely really cool. So possibly maybe third position in amazing. Then we have City of Walls and Secrets. Now this was a really creepy episode, because we don't know what actually does happen in the Ba Sing Se like sort of environment, because underground this is like this whole secret organization, and we do learn about that. And like Julie, who's like being brainwashed and all that, a lot definitely went into this, and I really did like that, because up top Ba Sing Se is just one of those cities, but then down low it's like this whole secret organization. I really did enjoy that. And Aang, Katara, and just the rest of Team Avatar are really suspicious of this whole idea, and I really like that. But then the rest of Ba Sing Se aren't really too suspicious, they're just living their life. So I thought that was definitely really interesting. So possibly, maybe second position in amazing. Then we have the Tales of Ba Sing Se. This was definitely one of the most saddest episodes, because the final tale of Ba Sing Se was Iroh's story, but we'll start from the other stories. So we had, I believe, Aang's story, like with Sokka, not 100% sure, I can't actually remember it. But then I really enjoyed the story of Katara and Toph, where like they got a whole makeover. So I thought that was definitely really cool to see that. And then when why do I keep saying two? But three brats were like saying, "Oh, you look ugly" and all that. It was quite sad to actually see that, because like Toph, she can't actually see herself. So she can never know if she's ugly or pretty. But then Katara does like back her up, and they do like not drown, but then like the three girls go down this pretty long river. So that I thought that was pretty funny to actually see. And then Toph does like speak about herself and all that. So that was definitely emotional. And then the tale of Iroh, that has got to be the most saddest moment, because he's preparing for like his son's birthday. He gets like a whole sort of picnic thing set up by this tree, and then he does sing leaves from the find. That was definitely really sad, and it did hit me because he lost his only son, and to see the connection with Zuko is just definitely really cool after you do watch this episode, because he did so much to protect him and help him to go on the right side, because he doesn't want to lose Zuko as a son, because like that's what he does represent as a son to Iroh. So that was definitely really emotional to see. And then Zuko's story in this is really cool because like he gets in this relationship with a girl, and she doesn't know that he's like the prince of Fire Lord Ozo. So that was definitely quite interesting to see, and like he does this sort of romantic thing for her, and then they do break up at the end, which is really sad because I think they could have definitely been together, but he did choose May at the end of the series. So for that, I'm just going to put it in first position for, if it's going to let me, for perfect. Then we have Appa's Lost Days, and this is once again a really sad story, but it is told perfectly because we get to learn that Appa was captured from the Sandbenders in the library, and like he gets transported to Ba Sing Se, and like it's just a really sad story because like he's in this cave, and like Suki and the other Kyoshi warriors see him, and like he's all sort of scruffed up and all that. He was in a circus where he got abused by like fire. So Appa did go through a lot, and I really like how they took the time and effort in this episode of Appa's Lost Days because it was just really interesting to watch, but then also very sad, just seeing how much Appa actually went through. But I kind of wish with the other episodes from season 2 and season 3, I kind of wish Appa sort of had a bit of traumatization from like the things he did go through, because after this episode he's like completely fine. So I do wish they spent a little more time on that part, like how Appa possibly maybe had like flashbacks of that, like he got all spooked out in other episodes from this season and the third season. But apart from that, I'm just going to put it up straight in third position in a perfect. Then we have Lake Lygao, or Logai, I believe that's how you say it. This was really cool to see because this is where the underground sort of basement is to like this whole secret organization where Li Fang is like running it. He has like brainwashing facilities. He has like sort of giant prison cells. So it was definitely really cool and just pretty interesting to see because you really don't get that in too many TV shows with like this whole secret organization under like the noses of like the citizens in Ba Sing Se. That was definitely really cool to see, and I like how Team Avatar actually did discover it. So I thought that was really cool, and I believe this is the episode where Iroh does confront Zuko. That was a really nice scene, so possibly maybe have that in second position in amazing. Then we have the Earth King. Now I thought this was quite a cool episode because the Earth King, he has basically no idea what's going on under the Ba Sing Se, and like his advisor Lai Fao is definitely lying to him about this whole organization thing, and he's his most trusted sort of advisor to the Earth King. So that was really cool to see, like, how the Earth King didn't go straight to his opinion. I really like that. He might be his most trusted advisor, Lai Fao, but I like how the Earth King actually wanted to know more about the whole secret organization from Team Avatar, so I really did like that. I like how he just didn't go straight to Lai Fao's sort of opinions about it doesn't actually exist and all that. And I also like the bear. I thought that was really cool how like the Earth King had a sort of bear as well, but I kind of wish we got to know him a little more. So I'll possibly maybe put it in fourth position in amazing. Then we have really not sure how to say this, the Guri, I believe that's how you say it. I thought this a pretty cool episode because we learned that Aang has to like unlock 7 Chocolos, I believe that's how you say it, to actually get back into the Avatar state, I believe. So it was really cool to see like the whole sort of activities and sort of experience Aang had to do to actually unlock each of them. And I did like how he had this really nice character, and he was quite funny at sometimes, but then also really serious. So that was definitely really cool to see. But I do wish we got a little more of him in like season 3. I think it would have been really cool. But I did like how Aang went through that, and then how as he was just about to re-enter the Avatar state, he has this sort of vision of Katara being captured. I really liked how he completely stopped doing that, and like he went to go save Katara, because it just shows how sort of passionate and also like how protective he is of his friends and all that. So I thought that was definitely really cool. But then he had to stop it, like doing the 7 chocolates, because once you start, you can't actually just stop. Once you do stop, then you have to like re-enter it and all that. So I thought that was definitely a really cool sort of lore to know about. So possibly maybe put it in second, no, maybe third position in amazing. Then finally we have the Crosswords of Destiny, and wow, this is one pretty epic final episode to season 2, because the battle between Azula, Zuko, and then Aang and Katara was definitely really cool, and I also liked how the Dai Li agents who were now on Azula's side did help, so that was definitely really cool to see. And then also just a bunch of stuff did happen, like Aang went into this sort of crystallized sort of rock formation thing. I thought that was really cool. So he could complete the 7 chakra. Hopefully I am saying that correctly. He did do it, and then like he got into the avatar state, and then Azula did shoot him. When I saw that, I was like, wait, is Aang now completely dead, or like can he now be reincarnated? Because we do learn, I believe, in season 1 that if you are shot like while you're in the avatar state, or like killed in the avatar state, then you can never be reincarnated as the new avatar. So when you do see that, it's just a really big shock and surprise to see that Aang was shot in the avatar state. And I really liked how they did do it, because like it goes all sort of black and white coloring, and like the sound effects are definitely great. The soundtrack is really cool, and then like you see Katara beginning to cry. She does this really cool sort of wave thing, and basically knocks the Dai Li agents. It knocks, not out, but just it knocks them away, and then it also knocks away Azula and Zuko. So that was definitely really cool to see. And then to finish it off, we do have Iroh come in and like tell Katara to run with Aang. I really like that, because it just shows he might be this close to catching the Avatar, but he doesn't want to do it. I really liked how he even confronted his niece, I believe that's what it's called, niece and nephew, to protect the Avatar. I thought that was definitely really strong, and it definitely just shows how willing Iroh is to protecting the Avatar. So I thought that was definitely really cool. But then Iroh does get captured and he goes to jail, so that was definitely sad to see. But then Katara, while flying on Appa away from Ba Sing Se, she does use the healing sort of water she did get from Parku, and I really liked how Aang did come back. It was definitely really cool, and just to see the reaction of Katara was definitely a great ending. So for that, I might put it into possibly maybe 4th position in, if it's going to let me, 4th position in perfect. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. So much as I did making it and also sharing my thoughts and opinions on Avatar The Last Airbender Season 2 Book 2 Earth episodes, because I really did enjoy doing that. Now definitely stay tuned for the final episode of Avatar The Last Airbender Season 3 Book 3 Fire, because I'm definitely looking forward to that. So I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below of the Season 2 episodes of Avatar The Last Airbender Book 2 Earth. So as always guys, hope you guys did enjoy this video, and can I say so, goodbye!